Madam Speaker, I'm proud to rise today in support of my bill, H.R. 3504, as amended, the Ryan Kuhl Specialty Adaptive Housing Improvement Act of 2019. Our highest calling as a committee is to empower those who have been injured in defense of our country to live independently and productive lives. The Specially Adapted Housing Program, or SAH, grant program is one way we do that, and this bill makes several needed improvements to that program. SAH grants are awarded to certain severely injured service members and veterans to help them adapt their homes to increase their comfort and independence. It's a quality of life issue, Madam Speaker. SAH grants can be used to make all kinds of home adaptations, including installing grab bars, wheelchairs, ramps, and lifts, lowering countertops, and widening hallways and doorways. My bill would make needed improvements to this program and provide prioritization when processing SAH grants for veterans with serious illnesses like ALS. It would also double the number of times a veteran can use an SAH grant and increase the base amount of funding available to veterans by 15%. Finally, this bill would authorize VA to provide additional funding for veterans 10 years after they use their SAH grants to make additional home improvements as they age. So, of course, they might want to get into a bigger house because their families grow, and they should have that opportunity to do so. This bill also includes H.R. 3640, the House Access for Blind Veterans Act, which was introduced last week by Dr. Rowe and Representative Elaine Luria of Virginia, the chair of the Subcommittee on Disability Assistance and Memorial Affairs, to provide additional SAH funding to veterans who are legally blind. So important that we do this. I'm proud to have named this bill after Ryan, my friend Ryan Kuhl's, an Army veteran, and I had the privilege of meeting him today and his wonderful family, beautiful family. On November 29, 2005, while he was serving in Iraq, Ryan's vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive device, an IED, and Ryan sustained multiple injuries, including the loss of his leg and arm. He is a true hero, Madam Speaker. Those injuries made him eligible for the SAH grant program following his separation from service. Many of the ideas in this bill came from Ryan's own experiences with the SAH program. I'm grateful to Ryan for his service, for his continued advocacy, and for allowing us to use his name for this important legislation. I want to thank the Wounded Warriors Project and the Paralyzed Veterans of America for their help with crafting this bill, as well my friend and chairman, who's the co-sponsor of this bill, who does an outstanding job in committee. We work in a bipartisan fashion, Representative Mike Levin of California. Madam Speaker, this bill also includes the text of H.R. 3535, the GI Bill Work Study Improvement Act. This bill was introduced by my friend Representative Rodney Davis of Illinois, Representative Susie Lee of Nevada, and Ranking Member Rowe of Tennessee to improve VA's work-study program. The idea for this bill came from the student veterans and school officials who attended a GI Bill forum that Representative Davis had, and Representative Rowe was in attendance. Of course, he's the ranking member of the full committee. I commend Representative Davis for taking the concerns of this student veterans' constituents to heart and acting to address them by improving the way that those payments are made to eligible GI beneficiaries. The best ideas come from the people, Madam Speaker, as you know. This would entail changes to the current process where the student veterans are paid work-study benefits by VA to a new process where student veterans are paid directly by their school. Makes sense. This will be done by block granting work-study money to schools, allowing them to administer the payments to student veterans. This will improve timeliness and accuracy of payments to student veterans. Finally, H.R. 3504, as amended, also includes the text of my bill, H.R. 2221, the Frye Scholarship Improvement Act, which would expand eligibility for the Frye Scholarship to certain survivors of members of the National Guard and Reserve. Andy Barr, Representative Andy Barr, worked on this bill as well, and he was a great advocate. Of course, he's a great advocate for the National Guard and Reserve, Madam Speaker. The current Frye Scholarship provides post-9/11 GI Bill benefits to surviving spouses and dependent children of service members who have died while on active duty. I would like to thank the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, or TAPS, for bringing this idea to our attention, and again, Chairman Levin for being an original co-sponsor of this bill. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this important piece of legislation today, and I reserve the balance of my time, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
From Florida Reserves, the gentleman from